Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Hallis Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.
Oh. Tried to time that perfect and it didn't work. But welcome back. Dwayne Keene is in the chat. We got a few people watching already. Thanks for everybody joining the show. Here's the intro to my show.
Here locally in the community, make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Hutchinson.
That's right. We got Matt Henry and Dwayne Keene. I'm going to see if this works. I'm trying something different. Nope. Hey, it worked. I got it back. That was all fun and Fuck Your Feelings Friday. Well, that's what it is every Friday here at Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. But that's okay. I got a few things to get to before I get into Fuck Your Feelings Friday. I want to talk about this right here. Jared Goff has more receiving touchdowns than Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Waddle, George Pickens, Sam Laporta, Travis Kelce, Trey McBride, and Mark Andrews. I also want to talk about this guy. Defensive Player of the Month, Aiden Hutchinson. Yes, he did. He's shaking off that primetime moniker of being choke time Cousins. But at the same time, I'm going to get into that at the end here. And I have my take. And if it's wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. I think that the fail counts got handed a chance to win that game. And I'll tell you why. Last but not least, through the last 2 weeks, 36 and 41 with an 87.8 completion percentage. That is the highest completion percentage of any quarterback over the last 2 weeks. So there's some interesting stats. And it was the 5th time that a quarterback and a receiver both passed and received a touchdown in a game. 5th time in NFL history. It's the first time since Kurt Warner in 2001, who went 17-17 for a complete game with the greatest show on turf. Because he leads the league in pressures. He has more pressures by himself than 18 teams in the league, Dan Leonard. That's why. Yep, stats don't tell the whole story. That's 100% true. But at the same time, who's in last place? Fuck the Packers. FTP. Oh, that makes me happy. But do we really want to get into it? Because I think the refs failed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night at the end of that game. When a penalty is called within the last 2 minutes of the game, especially an offensive penalty, I understand it. But at the same time, even though he didn't have stats, guess what he did have? He had 14 QB hurries and 4 QB hits last week. He's leading the league in QB hits, pressures, and sacks. That's how he won Defensive Player of the Month. But at the same time, couldn't give it to Xavier McKinney because Kirby Joseph has given up a 0.0 passer rating and has 4 picks just like him. Just saying. He's had a pick a game in the end zone every game. And Xavier McKinney's QBR against is over 30 now. So he could have gave it to Kirby Joseph. No, it's not the option. It's not an option. Because if that was the case, the Bucks would have said, hell no, run that time off. The NFL refs are supposed to enforce it immediately after any penalty or review done in the last 2 minutes of a game if the team doesn't have a timeout. We've seen it bite a team with a minute and 30 seconds left to start their drive on an offensive penalty. The clock was stopped. They said, due to the fact the other team does not have a timeout, we are doing a 10-second runoff. So, and that was on first down with a stop clock. There was a false start. A false start doesn't allow the time the clock to start because it's played dead immediately. So it was a false start then. It should have been a 10-second runoff. I'm just saying the fail can't get a little home cooking. It's okay. I just like telling it like it is. Yes, they should. Yeah, I can't believe they got the spike off. But when the false start, it was a delay a game. Delay a game, false start on a stop clock. That's still a penalty, right? But here it is. Week 5 of the NFL started. A little controversy to start. Both defenses are gassed. I will say that. Both defenses our gas, correct? Whoever got the ball was winning that game. Both defenses were giving up yardage and everything else in a bucket. But who'd have thought that former Lion Kadarrell Hodge would be the game-winning touchdown receiver? I didn't see that one coming. But we knew Kadarrell Hodge was fast. We saw him here when he did get the ball. The few times he caught it, he was fast. But congratulations to Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. Let's not minimize the win. There's just an asterisk on it for me. I saw some rules in the NFL are just ridiculous, especially when they're not enforced consistently, is my point. Because remember, we had 9 seconds left on the clock when Golden Tate scored the touchdown versus Matt Ryan, NFL MVP, Atlanta Falcons. And we all watched the review. The ball broke the plane before the knee was down, and they reversed the call and said, due to the fact that Detroit didn't have a penalty, there's a 10-second runoff, game over. Home cooking. Yeah, no horsepower rule in the pocket. Yeah, let's protect everybody else, but not the QB in the pocket. That makes no damn sense. I've read a couple rumors, but I don't see that happening. I think if Tariq Hill gets traded, the QB has too many protections as it is. That may be, but not protecting the QB on a play that could break his neck by throwing him down by his collar does not make sense to me. Some of the roughing the passer shit is stupid. Stupid. But the horse collar thing. How do I feel about the new kickoffs? It's exactly what I said it would be. They needed to move it back or leave it where it was at the 35, not move them up to the 40 to have some kickoffs actually happen. Because now every kicker in the league is able to kick for a touchback. We weren't able to do that at the 35 and at the 30. So I say move it back to the 35, see if it works. If it doesn't work, this will be the only season for it. Trace is here. Hey. Yes, my birthday is October 9th. That's next Wednesday, guys. And yes, I will be live for both shows. I'm actually working Monday through Friday because I'm taking the weekend off after my birthday because that's where I prefer to have the time off. I prefer to have the weekend off. A weekday off, there isn't much to do. And a birthday, meh, hump day. So it's my birthday month. Let's go. Just for you, Leonard, I was able to hook it up. Mine is the day after the Dallas game. All right, that's going to be a heck of a party then. Yeah, way too many touchbacks. I think it would be better if they left it where it was, if they'd or even moved it back to the old 30-yard line kickoff. Remember those days where you'd always see a kick return? They changed that rule to the 35 because of Devin Hester. Remember, you'd only see a touchback then. I think it was 3% of the time in the NFL in those days, back when it was at the 30. So some libations might be in orders for you Sunday, Trace, at least in the first half. Hester was a lot of fun to watch during kickoffs. He was one of the most electric kick returners who ever played the game. You know somebody's good when they change rules to negate them. Desmond Howard was good. Hester was great at it. Chris McAllister was good. Devin Hester was great at it. Hated playing him, but he was fun to watch. 100%. Mel Gray was great back in the day. Yes. Kurt Cocaine was on one last night. Yes, sir. Well, let's go take a look at where we're at as far as the subscriber count. Please. I lost one. I think it's one of our old heads that doesn't really comment that much. There's people who just watch and don't comment. They, in order to keep your subscription active, you need to at least comment, like, do something on every video because after 6 months, YouTube will remove your subscription. Some of the newer people know this, and that's why they keep going on the YouTube side, and other people don't realize it. And I don't care. That's the only thing I'm going to talk about with subscription. Then again, I might have lost somebody because they were an opposing fan and just decided, screw it, I don't need his show. He goes live way too often for me to watch that much Lions content. That's what I think about opposing fan bases that don't stay subscribed to other shows. I do it all the time. But I did find out this morning I got a little bit of a YouTube mute for 7 days because of my Cowboy sus comment yesterday. Some Cowboy fan reported me. Paul Jones in the house. I know it's going through. You guys are hearing the music, right? I have 2 soundboards hooked up together. So I got all the sounds now. I knew I'd figure it out. So will us be in 2-0? I like that to twerk. I like to twerk to that music. I hate watch Jeremy every day. Yeah, I know. I like to do it too because I like to hear, even whether it's a winning or a losing fan base, what they're saying about their own team, what their own fans do. And believe it or not, every fan base is exactly the same. You got the guys that are so homerish they refuse to admit any wrong, and you guys got the guys that are so negative they can't admit that their team is doing good. And then there's a bunch of people in the middle that are neither homers nor haters. They're just realists. And that's the same in every fan base. Every fan base deals with it. You've always got somebody that's so homerish. Oh, every year our QB is going to be the MVP of the league, and we're going to win the division and never give it back. Every year we hear this, and usually it's with rookie QB. Sometimes it takes a QB a minute to develop. Is my point. I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm saying that sometimes starting them year one is not the right idea. Jaden Daniels is one of those rare ones, I think, and so is Bo Nix. Bo Nix is actually surprising me. But I did say the Commanders might be surprise team of the entire league. And at 3-1 and leading the division after 4 weeks, which is the quarter bar mark. Remember, we divided up in quarters based off the old 16-week season. They're 3-1. They look legit. And I don't count the Commanders out on trying to reach out to get Devontae Adams. I think it would be perfect for them. You put Scary Terry and Devontae Adams together with Jaden Daniels, and you might see an offense no one can stop. I'm just saying it. Because that run opens up the pass, and that type of weapons would open up the run game too. Oh man, Henry, 100%. Every fan base is going to be the opposite of what the other fan base is. We can always agree to disagree. It's one of the things that makes being a fan great. You can either love it or hate it, but it is what it is. I take it with a grain of salt. So, who's that third place team again? Oh, I think I know. Right. I agree with that 100%. In third place, we have the Bears. Or as Caleb would say it, go Bears. Rawr. I'm just going to randomly do this throughout the show. And everybody's Travis. Is he still on a roster? I thought he retired like 4 years ago. And I don't think Travis Henry has ever been the best back in the league, in my opinion. He played 7 years. He's been retired. Oh, Derrick Henry, and he hasn't been in the league 32 years. I think this is like his 7th year, maybe 8th. This is his 8th season. Oh, I will do the Lions, but I don't say fuck the Lions. Sorry about your Frank Gore. Frank Gore's retired too. Frank Gore Jr.'s playing. Frank Gore retired 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, he's 41 years old. He played till he was 39, if I remember right. No, he played till 2020. He's an executive for the 49ers right now, football advisor. But he played from 2005 to 2020. He played 16 years. Oh, I'll randomly do them throughout the show, sir. Don't worry. There is a Lions one, but it's my Lions, and I don't say F the Lions because it's my team. I am a homer when it comes to that. Yeah, you can say it all you want. You're not going to go in there and put F the Bears, are you? Had to answer a text. So, Roderick Martin and Christian Mahogany returned from the IR and PUP list. The window to activate him is going to be starting soon. Roderick Martin should be able to go straight back to practicing. I think it's a perfect time for the bye week to get those guys involved back in the offense and defense. Because during the preseason, Colby Sorsdahl looked better as backup tackle than he did as a backup guard, which is why you saw Coyote Asika play left guard while Glasgow plays center. So if we get him back, that'll even out that whole offensive line backup room, in my opinion. Yep, he does lead the league in rushing. I am not taking anything from Derrick Henry. But I was like, man, if Travis Hunter's still playing, he'd be in the league 32 years. Yeah, that guy is a Bears fan, and I like it. Matt Henry's been here ever since I started on the Huddle Sports Network. And every time he says bear down, I think back to hunting camp. Hey, I got one, bear down. Where's that one that I like to do? Here's the teasing one.
Nice.
Gotta love painted nails for her. One of these days, I'll actually put the audio in. I have the full interview from the media room at draft day of Caleb Williams, Darius Robinson, Layatu Letu, Terrion Arnold, and of course, who was the other one? I think it was JC Latham I recorded. I should play those. Yeah, I got them all. I got all sorts of stuff. I'm trying to find the one that I thought was funny. Is this it? No.
Nice.
There was one that I had that I thought was hilarious. I can't find it now. There it is. Yeah, he is on his way. Broski Bear. We're great. Neighbors is out this week. Ooh, time to sit him in your fantasy league, boys. Jameson Williams, Amon Ross St. Brown, David Montgomery, Jameer Gibbs, Jared Goff, Sam Laporta, they're all out too because they have to be. So if you got Lions on your roster, make sure you bench them. There's my fantasy advice for this week. With how bad Houston looks, would you send him to the practice squad to bring up Ukwu? Oh, we're favored by 70 versus the bye week, but the bye week will cover. It's the first time we've been favored by the bye week in 32 years. But the bye week's undefeated versus the spread. Oh, let me go change my fantasy football. Neighbors is on my third team. Yeah, nobody's going to Miami or Cali this week, except maybe Jared Goff to go bang his wife. And if I was him, I would do. Couldn't find any good troll memes this week. Nobody's really doing the good ones. They always want to troll the Lions. They're not trolling any other team. And I don't get it. We're second place. I think everybody's still in shock that Minnesota's undefeated. That's for you, Leonard. I know how much you love that laugh track. A good family man is Goff. Yes, he is. Ever since he's got with her, he's been pretty reliable for her. And that's good because you don't have to worry about him chasing down hot coaches' wives. No, we don't. The views and opinions of Jeremy Ballrick Jr. are not those of Kneecap Fighting with the Motor City Lions, nor I, Smoking Jeremy B, because that take is as bad as, well, every single one he's ever posted. If he was my child, I would call him like some people used to call their children they hated, the poster child for abortion. And I love you. You don't even know me. All you know is this face on TV. Takes like that are why contraception should be used, people. Well, Charles Rogers, you'd have to resurrect in one of those Evil Dead book, but the Necronomicon spells. And Andre Ware, no. You guys need to find your younger Eric Kramer so you guys can be relevant again. Took a Lions quarterback that was developed to make the Bears have a 3,865-yard pass. Hey, I love Joey Harrington. He was thrown to the Wolves way too soon with a bad coaching staff and a bad roster. He was given a raw deal. Why do you ask? Two dogs fucking. Yeah, I remember that joke. It was great. Do you guys remember my comment about the Cowboys on Russ's show yesterday? I said the Cowboys defense with all of their injuries are more sus than a P. Diddy party. That comment got me banned from commenting on YouTube for a minute. Somebody reported it. I got the email this morning. Somebody's skin is softer than melted popcorn butter. Love me or hate me, I don't care. I say what I want when I want, whether you like it or not. And you know what's funny is the offensive line was rated so good last week, but yet we were sacked 3 times. And yet everybody says, oh, but they were missing. Yes, I agree. Dan Campbell looks like he could play today. Hell, he looks like he could walk into WWE and body slam Andre the Giant if he was alive. He has bigger arms than Hulk Hogan has now. I said that the Cowboys defense with the loss of Lawrence and Parsons is more sus than a P. Diddy party. Campbell on roids. Who knows? I know he does up downs with the team every preseason. Every morning he does his 50 up downs with them, or 40 or whatever it is. But Dan Campbell's head hasn't gotten any bigger, so it can't be roids. He doesn't look like Barry Bonds, who went bald and head grew 3 sizes from going from Pittsburgh to San Francisco. So I don't think it's roids. Just saying. That's usual the telltale sign. Come on, I thought the cowboy statement was pretty funny. Don't you guys? Or was it too soon? I'm just glad we all don't have soft skins here. We can all say what we want to each other. You can call out the fact that we beat an injured team. You can call out the fact the Bears beat an injured Rams team. A Rams team that's more injured than the 2021 Lions were. Yeah. Excuse me. I hope that didn't hit the mic, but if it did, it felt good. At least I admit when I do it, I'm not Darren Orlovsky. Live on ESPN, rips one and goes, "Hear what?" The dude literally called him out. Did you just rip ass on TV? No, that wasn't me. Oh, that was the funniest segment ever. Live with Pat McAfee and Rip Ass. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, he made a comment in here. He said he loved me, but I don't even know who the hell he is. Hey. Don't say this. When the Rams played us, the only thing that was hurt was their old line. And Matt Stafford still threw for over 300 yards. And we had to beat them in overtime. They played well against us. I'm not belittling it. I'm just saying if you're going to call out us beating the Seahawks, call your own team out for beating an injured team. There's my point, Broski Bear. I saw what you said on Russell's show, and I'm backing Russ up on this one. And there is some controversy at the end of that Tampa versus Atlanta game. And if you want to know the controversy that makes it an asterisk win for me, they didn't do the 10-second runoff. Delay a game is a penalty within 2 minutes with no timeout. There should have been a 10-second runoff and Tampa wins. Puka shouldn't have played. Cup played all game. Neither one played against you. Cup looked pretty healthy to me. Cup didn't get banged up till week 2. That was when he injured his ankle. And I said that. 100%. They had a banged up everything against you. So there, who cares? While you brag about that banged up defensive line of the Seahawks, they still got 3 sacks on Jared Goff last week. I'm not touting anything. A win is a win. We beat an undefeated team who had injuries the entire season. One of their defensive linemen hasn't started the whole game. That started the whole season. And that was their sack leader last year who had 9.5 sacks. I'm saying the same thing. We both beat an injured team. It's a good win either way because those teams were considered good coming into this season. But the Seahawks were 3-0. The Rams had 1 win out of 3 versus you, and you made them stay at 1-3 overall. Good job, Bears. You beat up a banged up team. Good job, Lions. We beat up a team that was banged up. I don't care. A win's a win. And I don't care. They still got 3 sacks on Jared Goff. They played well. They were coached well. We overcame it. But hey, you can call it what you want. Banged up is banged up. Injured. You still had half of the Rams O-line. Right. You play against the best 53 they could put on the field. A win is a win. But Broski's like poo-pooing on the Lions win. Well, I'm poo-pooing back. That's all. I don't give a fuck. I'm not even talking about a Lions officiating. I'm not crying. We won. Get over it. You won. Get over it. Enjoy the win. A win is a win. Whether it's 1 point or it's 20. I'm just sick of the bullshit. Don't like it? Get the fuck off my channel. Against the prevent defense in the second half. The first half, we gave up 7 points. And we scored almost as much as they did in the second half. Because we had a 14-point lead. We ended up winning by, what was it, 13 points? Easy math, sir. I'm not happy about it. I called it out on my first show. We won. The offense covered the defense's ass, is what I said. But if you're going to call out Latu Barado Nico, prevent defense is prevent defense. It's the same reason why Green Bay got back in versus the Vikings, but couldn't win because they had such a big lead in the first half. But don't call out shit like it is. Prevent defense is prevent defense. You go soft zone and good decent quarterback will carve it up. Happens all the time. We see it every week where a team plays a prevent defense with a 2-score or more lead. It happens every week. At least the Jaguars set the record for most points to lose in the second half. They were up 27-0 at halftime on the Bengals and lost 31-27. Oof. I'm just saying it is what it is. You can say stop the fighting, whatever. I'm at the point where I don't care. Either celebrate your team wins or poo-poo them. That's up to you. I choose to celebrate my team's wins. I celebrate the fact that the offense did fantastic. The defense in the second half was abysmal. I admit that. I've admitted that on my show. Anybody that was here and watched me do the live commentary, I talked about how bad the defense was in the second half. We went away from the blitz that was working in the first half. We were controlling them with the containment blitz. We were running man coverages. We were doing well. Yeah, we had a few penalties. It is fighting, and I'm sick of it. I don't have time for it. So don't sit here and call me one thing because what I'm not is is what you have accused other people of. And when you ask a question, that is not a statement. Were the Falcons handed a win at the end of the game? The answer is emphatically by me, yes. It's an asterisk win. I think you've got a snowball's chance in hell of getting that division berth this year. Yeah, it didn't always work. Then we got the belt. Yeah, back in the day, that's what happened to us. Us old heads. Breaking news. The Lions are in second place at 3-1. 3 conference wins. No divisional matchups as of yet. And in first place, it is they can get skull fucked the Vikings at 4-0 on their way to London to play Saturday morning or Sunday morning. Okay. Um, this came to bite a team early in the season. I think it was week 2. The 2-minute warning sign sounded, and they got the kickoff. A false start happened. They didn't have any timeouts. That's a stop clock, correct? Wait till I say this, Broski Bear, and you'll understand what I'm saying. They took a 10-second runoff on a stop clock for a false start. The play doesn't happen in a false start, correct? So that 10-second runoff happens. So they do a stop clock play to have 1 second left on the clock. A 10-second runoff. Tampa should have won that game. And that is not up to a coach to decide. That is for the refs to enforce. I'm standing on this. We have seen it at different points in the 2-minute warning on a stop clock with a penalty causing a 10-second runoff when a team doesn't have any timeout. There is my asterisk win. That was given to them. They shouldn't have been able to kick the field goal. There was only 1 second left on the clock. A 10-second runoff means game over. Stop clocks happen when a touchdown scores, right? Because it was reviewed and they reversed the touchdown. They ran a 10-second off on the Lions, which is why they didn't win versus Atlanta back in 2017. 10-second runoffs have happened multiple times, but usually a team has a timeout, so therefore the 10-second runoff doesn't happen. Same with the stop clock when we had 4 seconds left versus Tampa Bay in week 2. They ran on the field on a stop clock. 10-second runoff. Not even application of the rule. Bush League shit. 100%. Tampa Bay got robbed of a regulation time win. I'm standing on it. It's an asterisk win for Kirk Cousins and the fail camp. They shouldn't have earned a primetime win. They lost the game in regulation. So that's not sad. That's actually a fact. Yes. So even if you don't admit that that's an actual miss of the rule that's in the NFL that has fucked many teams over in many different ways from winning a game, it's still a rule that was missed. And that's Bush League to not mention it. And I'll say it again, it didn't matter which team got the ball in overtime, that team was winning. The Bucks captain chose the wrong thing. It happened. It's a 50-50 chance. So even if you don't agree with me, it's fuck your feelings Friday. I don't give two fucks. Fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck. And last but not least, let's give homage to my sponsor. Brandon Service, right at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road. Where? In Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Used tires starting at $40 and up. New tires, call to get your quote, 810-233-8230. Talk to George, Red, or myself. New tires are delivered within 1 to 2 business days. If you mention this ad when you need a set of tires, you will get $10 off your I'm not apologizing for calling out shit that should go one way or the other. The refs cost Tampa Bay a game. And I think that's why Tampa Bay not only did it to ice the kicker, but called the timeout so the refs could actually review what they did. Because Raheem Morris may have been upset that there should have been a reset of the time clock. In that situation, there's never a reset of the time clock on the stop clock. But a penalty happened within 2 minutes with no timeout. Sorry, not sorry. Falcons got as much home cooking last night as the Chiefs do everywhere they play because of Mahomes. I said it. This has been Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. I am happy to say that I will be on tonight at 9 p.m. for the Lions Fan Cave chat. Check us out. We will be live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Have a great day, everybody. Try every day to be a better person.